Hi second graders, today we're doing lesson 13, sensory details. I can use sensory details in a personal narrative. So first we're going to turn to page 15 and we're looking at this passage from A Picnic in October by Eve Bunting. We're going to hunt for sensory details. As a reminder, sensory details are things you would see, hear, smell, taste, or feel. So I'm going to hunt for those when I'm reading. Dad and Mom and I take the bus to Battery Park. We're carrying the stuff for the birthday picnic. Mom has a cake. It's October 28th, bright and sharp and cold. So that describes a sensory detail of something you would feel. You would feel the bright, sharp, and cold air. Really cold. Why do we always have to do this, I ask Mom. A picnic in October, it's dumb. This is the way Grandma wants it, Mom says. And that's the end of it. When we get to Battery Park, I see Grandma right away. She's wearing her bright green coat. So this describes something you would see. You'd see Grandma wearing the bright green coat. The wind ruffles the fake fur collar around her neck. So that's something else you'd see, is the wind ruffling the fake fur collar. Grandpa's with her, and Uncle Joe and Aunt Louise and my cousins Rose and Mike. They're loaded with picnic stuff too. So I'm going to stop here. And I want you to hunt for sensory details in this last section yourself. Now I'm going back to my picture, and I already wrote a lot of sensory details here, so now I'm going to add them down here. So let's first look for something that I see. I saw the rows of silver cages, so I'm going to write next to see, rows of silver cages. Let's think, what's something that I heard? Well, I heard kittens crying. So next to here, I will write kittens crying. Now, what's something that I felt? I remember that I felt Genevieve's soft fur. So next to touch, I'm going to write soft fur. Now, I didn't add any sensory details for smell or taste, so I'm going to skip those two. So I just want you to fill out 3 rows. You could do see, hear, and touch, or see, smell, and taste. It's up to you, but I'd like you to do 3 of them. Now I'm going to look through my writing. I'm going to add some sensory details to my writing. I'm going to keep this next to me to help me think of places I can add these in my writing. Okay, so first I'm going to start by reading my writing again. I can't wait to get a kitten, I thought, as I entered the Berkeley Humane Society. A woman led me into a room, and then I remember that's when I saw the rows of silver cages. So I'll put an arrow and write rows of silver cages stood from floor to ceiling. Mew, mew. And then I remember that something that I heard was the sound of kittens crying. So I'm going to write the sound of kittens crying filled the air. I saw rows of eyes peering out at me through the bars of the cages. A pair of kittens caught my eye. I took the orange striped one out of the cage. I held him for a few minutes, then I put him back in the cage. I picked up a fluffy black, orange, and white kitten. Then I remembered that something I felt was her soft fur. So I can say that I pet her soft fur. I pet her soft fur. She batted at my dangly earrings. You're playful, I giggled. I looked at her cage. Sun Bear was written across her name tag. Excuse me, I'd like to adopt her, I called to the worker. Okay, let's fill out Sun Bear's paperwork, she replied. I looked down at the kitten and smiled. So second graders, today I would like you to first finish hunting for sensory details in this section and make sure you've already underlined the sensory details I underlined. Second, I want you to look through your picture and add at least 3 sensory details from your picture, at least 3. And then finally, I want you to go through your writing and try to add sensory details. Add at least 2 sensory details to your writing. Okay, second graders, bye.